Hi viewers, how are you? Welcome to my channel Physics with Rams. So today we are going to solve NEET 2020 question paper. Observe the first question. The first question is the color code of a resistance is given below. Observe that here he had given four colors. First color is yellow, violet, brown and gold. Now we have to find the values of resistance as well as tolerance. In order to represent this resistance and tolerance, we should observe the color coding. Observe that here we have the color coding. First color is black, second one is brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, grey and white. In order to represent the tolerance, we have two colors, gold and silver. So black is being represented with 0, brown is represented with 1 and red is with 2 and orange is being represented with 3, yellow 4, green 5, blue 6, violet 7 and grey 8, white 9. And here the third color is being represented with the multipliers. These are multipliers. So here the values of these colors are being represented as power of 10. So first color is yellow, and here observe that yellow is having a 4. So based on that we represent a 4. Second color is violet. Observe that violet is having 7. Second digit is 7. Based on that we can write it as a 7. Next third color is brown. So here as you observe that brown is having a multiplier of 10 to the power of 1. So based on that we can write it as 47 into 10 to the power of 1. And next fourth color is gold. Gold is having a tolerance of 5%. Based on that we can write it as plus or minus of 5%. So we can write this as 47 into 10, nothing but 470 ohms, comma tolerance is 5%. So as you observe this, the option will be 1. Take a screenshot, we will continue. So find the torque about the origin. Find the torque about the origin when a force of 3 cap Newton acts on a particle whose position vector is 2 cap meter. Here observe that the force is being represented as F is equals to 3 cap Newton and R bar is equals to 2 cap meter. Position and force has been given. Now we have to find torque, where we know that torque is represented as tau bar equals to R bar cross F bar. So we have to find the cross product of position as well as force. So here based on that we can represent that tau bar equals to R bar cross F bar is equals to I J K. Position is 0, 0, 2 and 0, 3, 0. 0, 3, 0. So from that here we have I into 0 into 0, 0 minus 3 into 2, 6 minus j cap into 0 into 0, 0 minus 2 into 0, 0 plus k cap into 0 into 3, 0 minus 0 into 0, 0. So based on that here we can represent that the answer is minus 6 I cap. So option will be 4. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Next question is a cylinder contains hydrogen gas at a pressure of 249 kilopascal and temperature 27 degrees Celsius. Now we have to represent its density, whereas the value of R is given as universal gas constant R equals to 8.3 joule per mole per Kelvin. So now here in order to find this we consider the ideal gas equation, where we know that PV is equals to nRT. PV equals to nRT, where we know that N is equals to small m by capital M. So if I substitute this value in this equation, then we can write this equation as PV is equals to small m by capital M into RT, where we know that mass per density is equals to mass by volume. So if I write this, then we have P is equals to m by V into RT by capital M. So m by V is nothing but rho. If I substitute here, we have P is equals to rho RT by m. Now here we know that m is given as 2 gram per mole for hydrogen. m is given as a 2, mass number is nothing but m is equals to 2 gram per mole. Whereas in terms of kg, we can write it as 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kg per mole. Now here as you observe the temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. So if I convert it into Kelvin, we can write it as 27 plus 273 is equals to 300 Kelvin. Whereas pressure P is equals to 249 kilopascal. So if I write the kilo in terms of powers, we can write it as 249 into 10 to the power of 3 Pascal. So let us substitute all these values in this equation. If I substitute here, we have P is nothing but 249 into 10 to the power of 3 is equals to rho into 8.3 into temperature is 300 by 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3. 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So from this equation here we have rho is equals to 249 into 10 to the power of 3 into 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3 by 8.3 into 300. So 10 to the power of 3 and 10 to the power of minus 3 gets cancelled. Here we have 8. As we multiply this 8.3 with 3, 3 3 is 9, 8 3 is 24. So here we have 24.9. So based on that, we can write it as rho is equals to 249 into 2 by 24.9 into 10 square. So if I multiply 110 with to this 24.9, then we have 249 into 2 by 249 into 10. So here 249 gets cancelled. We have 2 by 10, which is nothing but 0.2 kg per meter cube. 0.2 kg per meter. So option will be 3. Take a screenshot. We will continue. The next question is two cylinders A and B of equal capacity connected to each other via a stopcock. A contains an ideal gas at STP, standard temperature, pressure, and B is completely evacuated. The entire system is thermally insulated. Now we have to represent if the stopcock is suddenly opened, the process. We have to represent the process if the stopcock is suddenly opened. Come to the case of this. Here, as you observe that the total system is thermally insulated, means there is no exchange of heat from the surroundings or to the surroundings. So based on that, here as the system A contains an ideal gas and it is connected to a vacuum tube, so when the stopcock is opened, the gas present in the container A passes towards a container B without the heat exchange. So here what happens is that the process is known as an adiabatic process. So option will be 3. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is that two particles of mass 5 kg and 10 kg respectively are attached to the two ends of a rigid rod of length 1 meter with a negligible mass. So here observe that I am going to consider two masses. One is of 5 kg and then one is of 10 kg, which are being attached by a rod of negligible mass and length 1 meter. Now we have to represent the center of mass of the system from 5 kg particle. So in order to represent that, let us consider that here the center of mass of the system from 5 kg is at a distance of r1 and it is at a distance of r2 from 10 kg, and we know that center of mass will be nearer to heavier mass. So based on that, we had represented this r1 and r2, whereas then r1 can be given as r1 is equals to m2 d by m1 plus m2, where m2 is nothing but 10 kg, m1 is 5 kg, and here distance is nothing, d is nothing but distance between these two masses. Based on that, we can write it as 10 into 1 by 10 plus 5, which is nothing but 10 by 15. We know that 5 2s are 5 3s, which is equals to 2 by 3, which is approximately equals to 0.67 meters. In centimeters we can write it as a 67 centimeter. So based on that, option will be 4. Take a screenshot, we'll continue. The next question is, a ray is incident at an angle of incidence I on the surface of a small angled prism, where angle of the prism is A and emerges normally from the opposite surface. If the refractive index of material of prism is mu, then we have to find the angle of incidence in terms of refractive index and angle of the prism. So in order to represent that, here observe that the angle of refraction from the opposite surface is equal to 0. Why? Because it emerges normally to the surface. So from the equation R1 plus R2 is equal to A, if I substitute R2 equals to 0, then we have R1 is equal to A. R1 equals to A. Now let us apply Snell's law. We know that mu1 into sine I is equals to mu2 into sine R1. I1 equals to sine R1. So here mu1 is nothing but refractive index of air medium. We know that mu1 is equals to 1 and mu2 is nothing but refractive index of the prism. So we can write it as mu2 is equals to mu, whereas R1 equals to A, and now we have to find I1. So if I substitute all these values, we have 1 into sine I1 is equals to mu into sine A. Now since it is a small angled prism, we can neglect this sign. So based on that, we can write it as I1 is equals to mu A. So option will be 4. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is, a body weighs 72 Newton on the surface of Earth. What is the gravitational force on it at a height equal to half of the radius of Earth? So now we have to find the weight of the body at a height of half of the radius of the Earth from the surface of Earth, where we know that the radius of the Earth is r. So now based on that, gravitational force at a height h is given as F suffix h equals to G capital M small m by r plus h whole square. R plus h whole square. Whereas the gravitational force on the surface of the Earth is equal to G capital M small m by r square. So in the place of G capital M, from this equation we can write it as G capital M small m is equal to F r square. So in the place of G capital M small m, we can substitute F r square. So if I substitute here, we have F suffix h equals to F r square by r plus h whole square, where we know that h equals to r by 2. So if I substitute here, we have F r square by r plus r by 2 whole square. So we can write it as F r square by, undoing LCM, we have 2r plus r, nothing but 3r by 2 whole square. So I am going to write this equation as F r square by 9r square by 4. Here r square and r square gets cancelled. So we have force at height h is equal to 4F by 9, where force on the surface of the Earth is 72 Newton. So based on that, F suffix h equals to 4 by 9 into 72. We know that 9 8s are 72. So 4, and we know that 4 8s are 32. Force at a height h, gravitational force at a height h is equal to 32 Newton. So option will be 3. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is, an iron rod of susceptibility 599 is subjected to a magnetizing field of 1200 ampere per meter. The permeability of the material of the rod is, so now we have to represent the permeability of the material of the rod, whereas permeability in free space is given as mu naught equals to 4.10 to the power of minus 7 Tesla meter per ampere. So in order to find this, here we know that the relative permeability is given as 1 plus susceptibility, where here susceptibility is given as 599. Then based on that, we can write it as 1 plus 599 is equal to 600. So here we had derived relative permeability. From this here we know that relative permeability equals permeability in the medium by permeability in free space. Then permeability in the medium equals to relative permeability into permeability in free space, where mu r equals to 600 and mu naught equals to 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. So here we have two zeros, so we can write it as a 10 square. So as the bases are same, we can add the powers, plus 2 minus 7, nothing but minus 5. And we know that 6 into 4 is 24 pi into 10 to the power of minus 5. So we can also write this equation as 2.4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 4 Tesla meter per ampere. So option will be 2. Take a screenshot, we'll continue. The next question is, for a transistor action, which of the following statement is correct? As you observe the options, the first option is base region must be very thin and lightly doped, and the second option is base, emitter and collector regions should have same doping concentration, and the third option is base, emitter and collector regions should have same size, and the fourth option is both emitter junction as well as collector junction are forward biased. As you observe that here we know that in the case of a transistor, base is very thin and it is lightly doped. So as you compare these three options, the first option is right. So take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is, light with an average flux of 20 watt per centimeter square falls on a non-reflecting surface at a normal incidence having a surface area of 20 centimeters square. The energy received by the surface during a time span of 1 minute is, here the time is 1 minute, so in terms of seconds we can write it as 60 seconds. Now we have to represent the energy, where we know that energy is equal to pi a t. So from this equation we can write it as 20 into 20 into 60. So from that we know that 2 2s are 4, 4 6 are 24, 24 into 1 2 3, 10 to the power of 3 joules. So option will be 4. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is, a short electric dipole has a dipole moment of P is equals to 16 into 10 to the power of minus 9 coulomb per meter. The electric potential due to the dipole at a point at a distance of r equals to 0.6 meter from the center of the dipole, situated on a line making an angle of 60 degrees from the with the dipole axis. So here observe that 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught equals to 9 into 10 to the power of 9 Newton meter square per coulomb square. And here in order to find the potential, we know that V is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into P cos theta by R square. So if we substitute all these values in this equation, here we have V is equals to 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into P is 16 into 10 to the power of minus 9, and we know that cos 60 is 1 by 2 by R square, nothing but 0.6 whole square. So now we know that 10 to the power of plus 9 and minus 9 gets cancelled. So we have 9 into 16 by 2 into 6 6 are 36 into 10 to the power of minus 2. Now we know that 4 9s are 36 and 4 4s are 16 and 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. So we have 2 by 10 to the power of minus 2. So we can write it as 200 volt. So option will be 3. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is, a ball is thrown vertically downwards with a velocity of 20 meter per second from the top of a tower. It hits the ground after some time with a velocity of 80 meter per second. The height of the tower is, let us consider the height of the tower as h. A body has been projected from the top of the tower with a velocity of 20 meter per second in the downward direction, and it hits the ground with a velocity of 80 meter per second. Since the time is not given, we are going to consider the equation v square minus u square equals to 2as. and here A is nothing but acceleration due to gravity. G is equals to 10 meter per second square. We have to find S is equals to H. Now if I substitute all these values, here we have 80 square minus 20 square is equals to 2 into 10 into H. So 80 square is nothing but 6400 minus 20 square is 400 equals to 20H. 6400 minus 400 is 6000. 6000 is equals to 20H. 1 0 gets cancelled, and we know that 2 3s are 6, so we have 300. So height of the tower is 300 meter. Option 1 is right. Take a screenshot. We will continue. And the next question is resistance wire connected in the left gap of a meter bridge balances a 10 ohm resistance in the right gap at a point which divides the bridge wire in the ratio of 3:2. If the length of resistance wire is 1.5 meter, then the length of 1 ohm of resistance wire is. So here observe that here we had considered a meter bridge, whereas the left gap is being connected by a wire of resistance R1 and the right gap is being connected by a resistance of R2 10 ohms. So here this length of the wire is being balanced in the ratio of 3:2. Then we can write it as L1 by L2 is equals to 3 by 2. From this equation here we have L1 is equals to 3 by 2 L2. And we know that meter bridge is being represented by the formula R1 by R2 is equals to L1 by L2. So from this equation here we have R1 by 10 is equals to L1 is 3 by 2 L2 by L2. So here L2 and L2 gets cancelled. We have R1 equals to 3 by 2 into 10. 2 5s are 10. So we have R1 is equals to 15 ohms. We have to represent the length of 1 ohm of a resistance. So based on that we know that a resistance is directly proportional to L. Based on that equation here we can represent that R1 by R2 is equals to L1 by L2. From this equation here we have L1 is equals to R1 by R2 into L2. So L1 is equals to R1 is 1 ohm into L2 is 1.5 by R2 is 15. So on cancelling that here we have L1 is equals to 1 into 10 to the power of minus 1 meter. So option 3 is right. Take a screenshot. We will continue. The next question is when a uranium isotope uranium-92-235 is bombarded with a neutron, it generates krypton 3689 and 3 neutrons as well as another element. We have to represent that element. Whereas in the case of a nuclear fission reaction, we know that when uranium-92-235 is bombarded with a neutron, here it generates krypton 3689. Some element X as well as 3 neutrons are being liberated. So now we have to balance this equation. Observe that here we have atomic number of 92 and here we have 36. So as we subtract 36 from 92 we get 56. So element possesses 56 atomic number. Now we have to represent the mass number. Observe that 235 plus 1 nothing but 236 on the left side, and here as you observe that here we have 89 and here we have 3 neutrons. 89 plus 3 is nothing but 92. As we subtract here we get 144. So the element possesses 56 atomic number and mass number of 144. So the element will be barium. Option is 2. Take a screenshot. We will continue. Next question is a long solenoid of length 50 cm having 100 turns carries a current of 2.5 ampere. The magnetic field at the center of the solenoid is. Here we know that here the magnetic field at the center of the solenoid is given as B is equals to mu naught Ni, where here length is given as L is equals to 50 cm and we have N is equals to 100 turns and current passing through the solenoid is 2.5 ampere. So now we have to find number of turns per unit length. Then we have N is equal small n equals to capital N by L. Then we have 100 by 50 into 10 to the power of minus 2. Why? Because 50 centimeters. So we can write it as 50 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. So from this equation here we have 51 sir, 52 sir. So we can write it as 200. Why? Because 10 to the power of minus 2, if it comes up, it becomes as 200. So if we substitute these values, we have 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7 into 200 into current is 2.5 ampere. So based on that, we know that 2.5 into 4 is nothing but 10. Here we have 2 and 10, nothing but 10 to the power of 3. 10 to the power of 3 minus 7 is nothing but minus 4. So 10 to the power of minus 4, and here we have 2 into 3.14. So we can write it as 6.28 into 10 to the power of minus 4 Tesla. Option is 2. Take a screenshot. We will continue. The next question is the average thermal energy for a monoatomic gas is where K suffix B is Boltzmann constant and T is absolute temperature. We know that the thermal energy for monoatomic gas is being represented as 3 by 2 K suffix B into T. Option is 3. Take a screenshot. We will continue. And the next question is a capillary tube of radius r is immersed in water and water rises in it to a height h. The mass of the water in the capillary tube is 5g. Another capillary tube of radius 2r is immersed in water. The mass of the water that will rise in this tube is just we know that if we consider a capillary tube dipped in a beaker, the level of the water rises in the tube is h. Level of the water rises in the tube is h, whereas the radius of this tube is r. If we replace this tube with a capillary tube which is having a radius of 2r, then we have to find the mass of the water in this capillary tube, new capillary tube, where we know that mass is directly proportional to radius of the capillary tube. Based on that, here we can write it as m2 by m1 is equals to r2 by r1, where r2 is equals to second capillary tube, so radius is 2r, whereas r1 equals to radius of first capillary tube r, and we know that the mass of the first capillary tube is 5g. So if we substitute all these values here, we have m2 is equals to 2r by r into 5g. So here r and r gets cancelled. We have 2 into 5 is nothing but 10. So answer is 10g. Option is 4. Take a screenshot. We will continue. The next question is the ratio of contributions made by electric field and magnetic field components to the intensity of an electromagnetic wave is, where c is the speed of a electromagnetic wave. We know that in the case of electromagnetic wave, electric and magnetic field contribute equally. So the ratio of electric and magnetic fields will be in the ratio of 1:1. So take a screenshot. We will continue. The next question is, assume that a light of wavelength 600 nanometer is coming from a star. The limit of resolution of the telescope whose objective diameter is 2 meter. So now here we have to represent the limit of resolution, where limit of resolution of a telescope, limit of resolution of telescope is equals to 1.22 lambda by d, where d is diameter, and here we have d is equals to 2 meter and lambda equals to 600 nanometer, where we can write it as 600 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. We can also write it as 6 into 10 to the power of minus 7 meter. So if we substitute this value, here we have 1.22 into 6 into 10 to the power of minus 7 by 2. So here we have 2 3s are 6. 1.22 into 3 is nothing but 3.66 into 10 to the power of minus 7 radian. So it represents the limit of resolution of the telescope. Take a screenshot. So the option will be 2. We will continue. The next question is a wire of length L, area of cross section A is hanging from a fixed support. So here a wire is being hanged from a fixed support. The length of the wire changes to L1 when mass M is hanged from its free end. the expression for Young's modulus is, now we know that Young's modulus is represented as stress by strain. Stress by strain, and we know that stress is nothing but force per area by change in the length by original length. So based on that we can represent that y is equals to FL by A into delta L, whereas here the change in the length is given as delta L is equals to final length minus initial length. So from this equation here we can write it as y is equals to, and here the force is represented based on the weight applied to the wire, then it can be represented as F equals to mg. So if we substitute these values, we have mg L by A into delta L is L1 minus L. So option will be 1. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Next question is the energy required to break one bond in DNA is 10 to the power of minus 20 joule. This value in electron volt is nearly. We know that 1 electron volt is equals to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joules. So from that here we have 1 joule is equals to 1 by 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 electron volt. So based on that now we have to represent 10 to the power of minus 20 joule. So 10 to the power of minus 20 joule equals to 10 to the power of minus 20 by 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. From this equation here we get 0.06 electron volts. So option is 4. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is, in a certain region of space with volume 0.2 meter cube, the electric potential is found to be 5 volt throughout the body. The magnitude of electric field in this region is, we know that electric field is given as E equals to minus dV by dr. So here he had given that the electric potential is 5 volt throughout the body, then the change in potential will be 0. So based on that we can represent that electric field will be 0. Option is 2. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is the mean free path for a gas with molecular diameter d and a number density n can be expressed as, we know that the mean free path is given as 1 by root 2 n pi d square. So option will be 3. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is, an electron is accelerated from rest through a potential difference of V volt. If the de Broglie wavelength of electron is 1.227 into 10 to the power of minus 2 nanometer, the potential difference is, here we have to find potential difference. So initially he had given that the de Broglie wavelength is 1.227 into 10 to the power of minus 2 nanometer, where we know that 1 nano is equals to 10 to the power of minus 9. So we can write the wavelength as 1.227 into 10 to the power of minus 2 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. So overall the equation is 1.227 into 10 to the power of minus 11 meter. Whereas here we can write this equation as 12.27 into 10 to the power of minus 12 meter. Minus 12 meter. So now based on that the de Broglie wavelength is given as lambda equals to 12.27 by under root of V angstroms. So based on this here we can write this as under root of V is equals to 12.27 into 1 Armstrong equals to 10 to the power of minus 10 meters by 12.27 into 10 to the power of minus 12. 12.27 gets cancelled, and here 10 to the power of minus 10 gets cancelled. Still we have minus 2. So we have under root of V is equals to 1 by 10 to the power of minus 2. If we bring this 10 to the power of minus 2 into numerator, then we get 10 square. And squaring this equation on both sides, here we have V is equals to 10 to the power of 4 volt. So option will be 1. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is, in a guitar, two strings A and B made of same material of slightly out of tune and produce beats of frequency 6 Hz. Based on that we can represent that frequency of A approximate to frequency of B is equals to 6. When a tension in B is slightly decreased, the beat frequency increases to 7 Hz. Then based on that we can represent it as N of A approximate to N B of dash is equals to 7. If the frequency of A is 530 Hz, the original frequency of B will be. So here as you observe that frequency of A is 530 Hz. As the tension in the string B is decreased, beat frequency has been increased. Based on that we can represent that frequency of A will be greater than frequency of B. Based on that we can represent it as a frequency of A minus a frequency of B is equals to 6. Then frequency of B is equals to frequency of A minus 6, where frequency of A is 530. 530 minus 6 is nothing but 524 Hz. So option is 3. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is a 40 microfarad capacitor is connected to a 200 volt 50 Hz AC supply. The RMS value of the current in the circuit is nearly. So here we know that RMS value of voltage is equals to RMS value of current into resistance due to capacitor. Then based on that we can represent that RMS value of current is equals to Vrms by X suffix C, where we know that X suffix C is equals to 1 by omega C. 1 by omega C. And here we know that omega equals 1 by 2 pi f C. The value of C is 40 microfarad. So based on that we can write it as a 40 into 10 to the power of minus 6 farad. And here value of F is frequency is 50 Hz. And voltage is RMS voltage is 200 volt. So if I substitute all these values in this equation, we get the RMS current. Then here I RMS is equals to Vrms by 1 by 2 pi f C. So from this equation we have Vrms into 2 pi f C, which is equals to 200 into 2 into 3.14 into 50 into capacitance is 40 into 10 to the power of minus 6. 40 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So based on that here we have 2 zeros and here we have 1 and again we have 1. So 10 to the power of 4 plus 10 to the power of 4 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So we have 2 into 2 into 3.14 into 5 into 4 into 10 to the power of minus 2. 2 to the 4, 4 5 is 20, 20 into 4 80. So we can write it as 8 into 3.14 into 10 to the power of minus 1. Why? Because we got 80. 1 0 has been moved. So based on that we know that 3.14 into 8. 4 8 is 32. So here we have 3, 8 plus 3, 11, 8 3 is 24. So we have 25, 25.12. So based on that we can write it as a 25.12 into 10 to the power of minus 1. So it can also be represented as 2.512 ampere. So option will be 4. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is the increase in the width of depletion region in a PN junction diode is D2. So here we know that if we consider a PN junction diode with a P and N type semiconductors, when the PN junction diode is connected in forward bias, the depletion layer decreases, whereas when it is connected in reverse bias, the depletion layer increases. So based on that we can represent that. So here the depletion layer increases in reverse bias only. So option is 3. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is the Brewster's angle I suffix B for an interface should be. So here we know that the Brewster's angle is given as a tan I suffix B is equals to mu. In terms of 2 refractive index we can represent it as N2 by N1. So based on that we can represent it as I suffix B equals to tan inverse of N2 by N1. So based on that here we can represent that tangential should be greater than 1. tangential should be greater than. So here of all the options, the fourth option will be correct, because tan 45 is 1. So less than that angle we cannot apply this Brewster's angle. So option is 4. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is the phase difference between displacement and acceleration of a particle in a simple harmonic motion is. We know that in the case of simple harmonic motion, acceleration is directly proportional to displacement in opposite direction. Means if the acceleration is acting in this direction, displacement will be in the opposite direction. Based on that, the angle between acceleration and displacement will be pi radians. So option is 2. The next question is a spherical conductor of radius 10 cm has a charge of 3.2 into 10 to the power of -7 coulomb distributed uniformly. What is the magnitude of electric field at a point 15 cm from the center of the sphere? So here if we consider sphere, the radius of the sphere is capital R equals to 10 cm. Now we have to find electric field at a distance of R equals to 15 cm, whereas the charge is equally uniformly distributed throughout the sphere. So based on that, here the electric field is given as E equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R square. Q by R square, where Q is equals to 3.2 into 10 to the power of -7 coulomb, and here R is equals to 15 centimeter. So in terms of meter we can write it as 15 into 10 to the power of -2 meter. So if we substitute these values, here we have 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into Q is 3.2 into 10 to the power of -7 by 15 into 10 to the power of -2 whole square. So based on that, here we can write it as 9 into 10 to the power of 9 minus 7, nothing but 10 to the power of 2, 3.2 into 10 square by 15 into 15 into 10 to the power of -4. You know that 3 3s are 9, 3 5s are 15, again 3 3s are 3 1s are 3, and 5 3s are 15. So here we have 3.2 into 10 to the power of 2 into 10 to the power of 4. Why? Because if you bring 10 to the power of -4 in the numerator, then we can write it as 10 to the power of 4 by 25. So I am going to write this equation as 32 into 10 to the power of 5 by 25. On solving 32 by 25, we get 1.28 into 10 to the power of 5. So here we had represented electric field. The unit is Newton per coulomb. So option is 3. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor with air as medium is 6 microfarad. With the introduction of a dielectric, the capacitance becomes 30 microfarad. Then the permittivity of the medium is. Here we have to find the permittivity of the medium. Whereas here we had given the permittivity of a free space. Whereas the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor with air as medium is epsilon naught A by D. Whereas in the case of medium, it can be represented as C equals to epsilon A by D. So if we divide these two equations, here we can write it as C by C naught equals to epsilon by epsilon naught. So from this equation we have epsilon equals to C by C naught into epsilon naught. So here the value of C is 30 microfarad and value of C naught is 6 into epsilon naught is 8.85 into 10 to the power of -12. So we know that 5 6 are 30. So based on that, we can write it as 5 into 8.85 into 10 to the power of -12. So we know that 5 5s are 25, 2 5 8s are 40. So we have 2, next 4 5 8s are 40. So we have 44.25 into 10 to the power of -2. We can also write it as 0.4425 into 10 to the power of -10 coulomb square per Newton per meter square. So option will be 4. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is taking into account of the significant figures, what is the value of 9.99 meter minus 0.0099 meter? So here now we have to subtract this value. We know that 9.9900 minus 0.0099 0.0099. So as we borrow the value from this, here we have 10, again if we borrow we have 10. 10 minus 9 is 1, 9 minus 9 is 0, here we have 8, 9.9. So here observe that we have to write the answer in terms of significant figures, means we have to reduce the value of digits. We have to reduce the value of the digits to 2 decimal points, so we can write it as 9.98. so option is 3. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is, a series LCR circuit is connected to an AC voltage. When L is removed from the circuit, the phase difference between current and voltage is pi by 3. So here when inductor is removed, then it converts into CR circuit. So the phase difference between current and voltage is pi by 3 in the case of CR circuit. If instead C is removed from the circuit, the phase difference is again pi by 3. When a capacitor is removed, then the circuit becomes as a LR circuit, and in this case the phase difference between current and voltage is pi by 3. Then the power factor of the circuit. Now we have to represent the power factor, where we know that a power factor is represented as a cos pi equals to R by Z. So in order to find this, we have to find the impedance in this case, where impedance is given as Z equals to under root of R square plus X suffix L minus X suffix C whole square. Since the phase difference between LR circuit and CR circuit is pi by 3, we can represent that X suffix L is equals to XC. So if I substitute here, we have Z equals to under root of R square plus XL minus XL whole square, which is nothing but under root of R square. So we get impedance Z equals to R. So if I substitute this value, we have cos pi equals to R by R, which is equals to 1. So option is 4. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is the dimensions of a stress are. So here I am going to derive the dimensions of stress. We know that a stress is equal to force per area. So here we know that a force is equal to ml t to the power of minus 2 by L square. So here one L gets cancelled, so we have m L to the power of minus 1 t to the power of minus 2. So option is 1. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is light of frequency 1.5 times the threshold frequency is incident on a photosensitive material. What will be the photoelectric current if the frequency is halved and intensity is doubled? Initially the frequency is represented as nu is equal to 1.5 times of a threshold frequency. So here in the second case, here frequency is halved, then we can represent that nu dash equals to 1.5 by 2 of a threshold frequency. So here we get a 0.75 of nu naught. So here we know that if the frequency, incident frequency is less than threshold frequency, then here we don't get a photoelectric current. So here in this case the photoelectric current emitted by the material is 0. So option is 1. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is the solids which have negative temperature coefficient of resistances. We know that in the case of insulators and semiconductors, both have negative temperature coefficient of resistance. So option is 1. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is a charged particle having drift velocity of 7.5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meter per second in a electric field of E is equals to 3 into 10 to the power of minus 10 volt per meter. Then we have to represent the mobility, whereas the mobility is given as mu equals to V suffix d by E. So if we substitute these values, we have 7.5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 by 3 into 10 to the power of minus 10. So here minus 4 gets cancelled, still we have minus 6. If we bring this minus 6 upwards, it becomes into plus. Then we have 7.5 by 3 into 10 to the power of 6. So we can write it as 3 to the 6. Still we have 15. 5 3 is 15. So answer is 2.5 into 10 to the power of 6. So option is 3. Take a screenshot. We will continue. The next question is, which of the following graph represents the variation of resistivity with the temperature for copper? And we know that the resistivity with respect to temperature is given as rho equals to rho naught into 1 plus alpha into T minus T naught. So based on that we can represent that the resistivity changes with respect to temperature, increases with respect to temperature. So first graph and third graph is not possible. Whereas here observe that the resistivity will not change linearly with respect to temperature. So second graph is also not possible. So option is 4. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is, two bodies of mass 4 kg and 6 kg are tied to the ends of a massless string. The string passes over a pulley which is frictionless. So now the acceleration of the system in terms of acceleration due to gravity is. So here observe that the string is being tied over a frictionless pulley, and here two weights are being suspended. Whereas observe that 6 kg is greater than 4 kg. Based on that we can say that the acceleration in the case of 6 kg acts in the downward direction, and the acceleration in the case of 4 kg acts in the upward direction, whereas tension will be in the upward direction in both cases. Whereas in this case the acceleration is given as A equals to 6g minus 4g by 6 plus 4. So we have A equals to 2g by 10. So if we cancel we have A is equals to g by 5. So option is 4. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is, a screw gauge has a least count of 0.01 millimeter and there are 50 divisions in its circular scale. The pitch of the screw gauge is. So now here we have to find a pitch, whereas we know that the pitch of the screw gauge is equal to number of divisions into least count. Here least count is equals 0.01 millimeter and number of divisions are 50. So if we substitute here we have 50 into 0.01 is equals to 0.5 millimeter. So option is 4. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is, in Young's double slit experiment, if the separation between core and sources is halved, so based on that we can represent that small d is d dash equals to d by 2, and the distance of screen from the core and source is doubled, then capital D dash equals to 2d. Then the fringe width becomes. So here we know that the fringe width is represented as a beta is equals to lambda capital D by small d. Then the new fringe width is represented as a beta dash equals to lambda into capital D dash by small d dash, where here d dash equals to 2d. So if I substitute here we have beta dash equals to lambda into 2d by small d by 2. So if this 2 comes upwards we have beta dash equals to 2 into 2, 4 into lambda capital D by small d, where lambda d by small d is equals to beta. So based on that we can represent it as a 4 into beta. Based on that the fringe width becomes 4 times of initial fringe width. So option is 4. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is, for the logical circuit shown, the truth table is. So here we have 2 NOT gates and 1 NOR gate. Based on that, if I give 2 zeros, observe that as it passes through the NOT gate, it converts into 1. If A equals to 0 and B equals to 0, 1, 1. And here it is being passed through NOR gate. So 1 into 1 is 1. So the resultant will be 0. So first option is 0. Next, if I send A equals to 0 and B equals to 1, then here we have, as it passes through the NOT gate, A converts into 1 and B converts into 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. So the answer will be 0 as it passes through the NOR gate. So second option is 0. And next, in the third case, if I send A equals to 1 and B equals to 0, so the as it passes through the NOT gate, here we get 0 and here we get 1. So as it passes through the NOR gate, 0 plus 1 is 1, so the resultant is 0. Now if I pass A equals to 1 and B equals to 1, input as A equals to 1 and B equals to 1, then as it passes through the NOT gate, it converts into 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. As it passes through the NOR gate, the resultant is 1. So based on that, we can represent that the second truth table is right for the given circuit. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is the energy equivalent of 0.5 gram of a substance is. So here the mass is given as m is equal to 0.5 grams. So I have to convert it into kg. So we can write it as 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kg, or we can also write it as 5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 kg. So now here we have to find energy, where we know that energy is given as E equals to mc square, where c is the speed of light. So based on that, we can write it as c equals to 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. If we substitute these values, we have E is equals to 5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 into 3 into 10 to the power of 8 whole square. So based on that, we can write it as 5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 into 3 square is 9 into 10 to the power of 16. So 5 9 is 45 into minus 4 plus 16, nothing but 10 to the power of 12. So we can also write it as 4.5 into 10 to the power of 13 joules. So option is 3. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The next question is, for which one of the following is Bohr model is not valid? So come to the case, here we know that a Bohr model is valid for single electron atoms. So here as you consider the above cases, here hydrogen is having a single electron, whereas helium, single ionized helium atom is also having a single electron, whereas a deuterium atom is also having a single electron. So based on that, we cannot apply Bohr model to single ionized neon atom. So option is 1. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The last question is the quantities of heat required to raise the temperature of two solid copper spheres of radii R1 and R2, such that R1 is equal to 1.5 R2. So through a temperature of 1 Kelvin, R in the ratio of, we know that the heat transfer to a body is given as Q equals to m into S into delta T, where m is mass of the body, S is specific heat, and delta T is change in the temperature. So now here we know that a mass can be given as a density into volume, where V is the volume of the sphere. So we can write it as a density into 4 by 3 pi R cube. So if I substitute this value, then heat transfer to a body is given as a Q equals to rho into 4 by 3 pi R cube into S into delta T. So based on that, we can represent that Q is quantity of heat transferred is directly proportional to R cube. So from this we can write it as a Q1 by Q2 is equals to R1 by R2 whole cube, where we know that R1 equals to 1.5 R2. We can also write it as a 3 by 2 R2. So if we substitute this value, here we have Q1 by Q2 equals to 3 by 2 R2 by R2 whole cube. So here R2 gets cancelled. We have Q1 by Q2 is equals to 3 by 2 whole cube, which is equals to 27. 3 cube is 27 and 2 cube is 8. So the ratio is 27 by 8. Option is 2. Take a screenshot. I hope that you had enjoyed my video. Please like my video and share this video to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.